Watching was that you didn't have the luck of bringing the first equaliser, but the heads didn't drop. I mean, when that was talked up, I thought, oh, they're gonna lose their drive now, but it didn't happen.
No, I totally agree with you. That's a hugely pleasing thing, and not really surprised about in terms of my team and the approach that they have and the attitude of the group. Even disappointing the first goal from their point of view. You know, it's a mistake by Ender, who's been amazing for us. So it wasn't a goal that was crafted or a passage of play that opened us up. We recovered from that to get ourselves what we thought at the time was back on level terms, which wasn't to be because John Lundstrom's big toe is bigger than it should be, or whatever it is. And to go again. And I believe, you know, I think everybody in this, I believe I am an honest football man that started off in the game at 16 and still going at 52. I believe he deserves something out of the game, and I should imagine a lot of people in this stadium would have, if they looked at the game in general, would believe that was correct.
Chris, on the disallowed goals, a bit of confusion. Is it definitely John Lundstrom's toe that is the offside, not his arm?
Well, we've looked at it, and we went to a Premier League meeting on Thursday, and he talked about coming down from his armpit. But I've just gone off what our video analysis guys have said, and he said it was his big toe. But just a bit of confusion from our point of view. When's the reset? You know, people talk about the reset of play, so it's gone down the right. Obviously, John's crossed it, it's come back out, and where does it get reset to go again? Because we've gone and obviously attacked down the left-hand side as well. So yeah, the length of that stoppage obviously is, I don't think does anybody any good from managers to players to most importantly supporters. But you know, we recover from it. If it is offside, it's offside, and we have to get on with it and accept it.
What did they tell you at the Premier League meeting in the week in terms of what's considered offside?
Well, clear and obvious, and from a point in terms of where they judge it from an armpit down, and obviously part of the body that's.
Clear and obvious. 4 minutes to look at it. It's still not clear and obvious, is it?
No, I didn't think so anyway. But I'm just glad that the second goal was given, because obviously after the big delay on the first goal, all sorts of things were running through my coconut at that time.
I was about to say, did your heart sink when you said it?
I think it does every time, you know, and you know that it's here to aid referees. So obviously when Son goes down, it doesn't look a penalty from where I'm seeing it, but obviously he's got a better view, and somebody at Stockley Park's got an even better view. But yeah, it does, and it just affects the game, doesn't it? The length of time it takes. I think that's a disappointing aspect of it.
I think it's spoiling things.
I think there's certain things that it has to. I think you have to go through the process and definitely have a big look at it in the summer. It's going to be here to stay. There's no doubt about that. But I think there's always going to be these sort of issues right the way through. So it's going to have to run its course. The timing, obviously, I went to Everton on Sunday to see Everton play Spurs, and the amount of time it took from the Son decision, which I thought was pretty straightforward. It was never a penalty in a million years. That should have been quickly ironed out, and from the Dele Alli one as well. That should have been quickly ironed out, but they're going into that much detail and time and depth into it. It's changed the game, you know. It's changed the game, and which obviously, you know, is going to create debate. 100%. 100%. It just seems, which we said at the Premier League meeting, and I think there's some, as I said, decisions that have gone against some clubs. You know, Marco Silva at Everton. You know, that decision, and at Brighton. And you just scratch your head. You've been in the game since you were 16 to 52, and Michael Keane's got his eye on the ball, and he never a penalty in a million years. I think we have to be careful with it. We talked about it. We have to be careful with it, but it does seem every press conference on a Thursday for me and after a game is the major talking point, and you know, I am disappointed about that, because I think the main talking point for me today, watching my team go head to head, toe to toe with a team that's that were in the Champions League final in their own backyard, it fills me with immense pride in terms of how we've played with and without the ball, how we've limited the opposition to and they are going to, because of the quality of players that they've got. You know, we never came here and thought, you know, we're going to have it all our own way. But there was quite a large part of that game that we I wouldn't say dominated, but looked a threat as well. So you know, obviously going back to your original question, yeah.
Were you surprised then how much you did dominate the game? I mean, you right
well,
from
no,
the start.
it's a terrific performance from our players, but we think the position that we're in, like we talked about, you know, we've got 16 points from 11 games, and you know, can them boys afford to have a day off? You know, possibly people will say, well, Tottenham, you know, were favourites to win. Totally get that, and there's no disgrace in getting beat here, because they're a really good side and the players that they've got. But I asked that question to them before, you know. Well, you know, 16 points looks all right after today. It's brilliant. That's a great effort. But are we happy with that? And to a man, it wasn't. And I'm a little bit disappointed. And I think they are in there that it hasn't gone from 16 to 19.
Your away record this whole year has been incredible, hasn't it? How do you build that? What's that down to?
There's no change. Obviously, the question's been asked to us in terms of approach. There's no change of approach. And I didn't think we played like I've seen some teams play in the Premier League, where it's, you know, we'll sit unbelievably deep, and you know, if we manage the odd counter-attack, then we manage the odd counter-attack. I think that's a dangerous game to play, because one little bit of magic or two little bits of magic and the game's taken away from you. You know, we want to go and score. We want to go and take the game to the opposition, whoever we're playing. You know, recognising, you know, that the level that we're up against and the quality that we're playing against, that we're going to have to play well. Defend as a team, have an identity to that, but we're not just sat here waiting to get beat, and I believe we didn't, and our performance was one of a team that wanted to go and win a game of football.
Chris, one question about VAR. You said you had a meeting. As managers, do you do the listening, or are you actually invited to give your opinions as well, or have them do a bit?
Yeah, we're asked, and you know, clips come up of certain situations and what your thoughts on that. So you know, we do debate and talk about it, and not always, as you can obviously imagine, from a subjective point of view, we're all going to come to the conclusion. But I think the biggest thing is that it was to help out and to make the big decisions, and that's what obviously the aim of it was going to be.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Have some Mondays outside.